Back for another video on the 95 Impala SS. Today we're going to be putting LEDs into the taillights. Last video got those headlights put in, side marker lights. Turned out pretty good. So now we're going to complement it by putting LEDs in the taillights and in the license plate light. We'll have to get creative here. Shocking. All right, let's get to it. Okay, tools you're going to need. You're going to need 10 millimeter on a socket or whatever you want, a 10 millimeter wrench, whatever. Phillips screwdriver, and then these are the nuts that come off the taillights. You have this 10 millimeter here, and then you have these two nuts that'll come back. 1, 2. I already got the passenger side off. You can see we got the halogen bulbs in there. It's got a couple peanut bulbs and should be a 2057 minus the backup light should be 1157. Well, it looks like it's a dual filament in there, but either way, I'm gonna pull these bulbs out here. So the back of the tail light, when you pull it out, of course you got a blinker, you got a peanut bulb, another blinker, on the bottom one you got your backup, and then you got the other side marker over here. So you'll have two of these little peanut bulbs, and you'll have 2057, the double filament. This should be an 1157. I think I might have changed it out with my backup, and that's all I had, which they're the same. They just have two filaments on them for blinkers. But if you go to look at the socket, well, I broke that one. You go to look at the socket, and it only has a single spot in there versus like a blinker which got the double. For the license plate light, it's going to be one of those peanut bulbs, which is going to be right there. Just take two Phillips out, pop that guy out, replace it. The ones for the tail light, I actually got these that are red, so they're supposed to produce a red light. And for the bulb replacement, I got these ones, which are red as well, just to kind of help the color contrast. They're just this brand, Audio Exic, Ox, I don't know, but you could see 1157, 2357, 2057 for replacement, so hopefully these work. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those in. With these, I guess they do have built-in resistors, as I mentioned. If not, have these from the other one. The housing doesn't really match up. The little doodad thingies on the side here won't line up with the front. Maybe they'll line up here with the back. I don't know. We're just going to get into it and see what we get into. So when you're installing LEDs, make sure you're pretty careful with putting them in. You can see the bulbs have a shorter side and they have a longer side. Make sure you're putting them in the socket the correct way, because you don't want to try jamming them in there and twisting it and then twisting your bulb apart. And they could break, like what shattered here back there. Then they shatter in your hands and then you cut your fingers off if you're not wearing gloves. LEDs probably ruin some stuff inside, so just pay attention to what's going on there. Takes 2 seconds. So we're going to go ahead, put these in. They're supposed to be direct replacements, which there it goes. And that's the backup. This is the other side. Down and twist. These are nice. These are full-on plastic versus the other ones, which are, have a little, I guess they got a housing on them and they kind of pop up, but a couple different brands anyway. Good to know. All right. Put these peanut bulbs, they just slide in and out pretty simply. You always want to make sure you got, I don't know, they're not corroded up or anything. If they are, clean them up. Get some bulb grease put in there, which this one's got plenty in it. There we go. Nice solid fit. My other one right here, and like so. Okay, I'm gonna go flip the lights on and we'll see what it does. Well, there you go. Peanut bulbs are lit up. very red. Side markers, they're blinkers, brake lights. Yeah, those are impressively red. Happy with that. Cool. Now let's go flip the blinker on and see what it does. So if you remember, we had a blinking problem with the front. So now we're gonna, yeah, you can see that it's stuck on. So we're gonna have to figure out something with resistors, I think, because that is just on there. Even if we turn the headlight off, we're probably gonna have just blinkers on. Not even lit up. So I kind of mentioned it in my last video how the flashers work. Is it's an electrical connection, and you put power to it, and it has a certain load on it. Well, there's a little metal bar in here that heats up, and when it's closed, it's making contact with both these prongs, so your lights come on. It heats up, bends out. That's the clicking sound that you end up hearing. It has a spring return and whatever else. So it cools off, makes contact, and just goes back and forth because it's spring loaded. Problem we're having is because LEDs don't have enough draw on them, they are not putting enough amps through the system to make the flasher work. So a couple ways you can counter that is those resistors that I have, or update the flasher. I don't know. I could just run the stock halogen bulbs in the back like we had it, and it was enough load to make the fronts flash, and it was flashing, but I don't really like that. I want to have LEDs all around, so got to figure out something. So I got updates. eBay, they have flashers for LEDs. I just bought some. They were $6 each. So free shipping, $12. They'll be here a couple days. A lot easier than me splicing wires and everything else. So that's the route I'm going. So this video, let's finish up what we're going to do today and then wait for those flashers to get in, and we'll see final results. So I'm running into issue with this 2057 super white replacement. You can see it fit in the socket, but problem being, I actually get it into here, like so. You can see it's got too much to go all the way down. So I'm gonna have to grind off some of that part of the bulb, because you can see the original bulb socket in there. It's just kind of smaller, so you gotta take a couple mils off, maybe all the way around, just trim it up so it fits down in that socket. Okay, so you can see that is in there all lit up. All I did was I took the bulb, took some 80 grit sandpaper, and you can see where I was just scraping. I just scraped it around, worked it until I got that edge around there knocked down, and it seated right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all assembled back up, light it up, and see what it looks like with the lights in there for you. So there's the stock side, parking lights on, reverse lights on. There's the driver's side. Definitely got that cool white look with the tail light. Way brighter, almost like a brake light. So kind of curious to see what I might have to do, if it's gonna matter. Looks like I got a side peanut bulb out on that side anyway. Oh, what does the side one over here look like? Nice and bright. Let's flip the brakes on and see what they look like. All right, hit it again. All right, hit it again. Okay, and go ahead and hit the brakes. Okay, do it again. Okay, So that is those. Third brake light. It's right here. It's the same. It's 1157. Twists out. I actually don't have my bulb in there because I have the tinted glass. If you wanted to put one in there, you can. I probably will put a third one in there just for added safety. Next order of business is going to be, of course, popping these off. Both those off. That just comes right out. Get that peanut bulb changed out. So let me do that quick. All right, license plate bulb is changed out. Definitely a great light versus the peanut bulb that's in there. But simple as I mentioned, those two screws, the thing pops off. Do the same as you do with the side markers to get it off. But I just put one of these guys in there for that cool white look, and definitely worth it. Okay, taillights put back in, third brake light, LEDs installed, all works. Got the license plate lens fixed. While I'm waiting on the flashers, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the interior bulbs as well. I'm gonna start with this rear one, pull that guy out, and then see what it is. See if I have something comparable that it can fit in there and see what it does. So for your trunk light, it's basically, moist? No. It's just got a little squeeze clip right here, and you just squeeze it, pull it down, and then it's got one of these. It's almost like a peanut bulb, but it's not, but a peanut bulb will work in it. And since it's been on, since I've been working on it, it's gonna be hot, so I'm gonna let it cool off here and then change it out. I lied, I just grabbed my shirt and use it like a hot mint and pull it off. But that's what it is. I forget the name of that bulb, but the end prongs are the same. So we're gonna snag one of these little LEDs in there, and then hopefully it'll light it up. It just took 2 hands. So there we go, LEDs in there. And if you can, get the squeeze clip and then squeeze clip it back into place. I will at some point, I'm gonna tap into the wire here and then run another one over on this side because it's got the provision for it. I just got to get it on order and wire it in and whatnot. I think it was actually a 9C1 option to have both of those in there, but yeah, whatever. I like to actually put a lot more lighting in here, but start with those anyway and see where it gets me to. But I'm going to kind of keep everything in the back here loosely buttoned up, kind of just thrown in here for right now. So my carpet's a mess. Upcoming video, I got to get in here and I got to fix the water leak. So I think it's the seal, and I got a couple other spots inside the taillights and whatnot that I'm going to have to fix, but need some assistance, so that's going to be a future video coming up. So you might know, you might not know, for interior lighting, we got side marker here. That's just one in there in the door. You got this under dash bulb. On this side, you got one over there. You have the 2 courtesy lights on the mirror. You have, of course, the dome light, and then the back's got 1 and 2. So, good thing about those variety packs of bulbs, the little one like we just replaced for the license plate light, is the same one that's under the dash, both sides, up in the back up there, and in the courtesy mirror right there. So, that's why I bought a variety pack of 10 of them for cheap. The other thing I did buy is this one, because there are 3 different bulbs in here. The dome light, and then these door lights. Where'd it go? That door light right there. It's actually a different kind of light. And as you can see in the package, the front one right there with the weird bar clip, that's actually the bulb that goes in here, and then you got the dome light clip. Okay, to pop these ones off, you just kind of get your finger in here and gently pry them, and they will open up, and you can see that we have a nice bulb in there. Thing's gonna be hot. It was hot. That's the socket. That's the bulb. It's got the weird wires on it. So you take the one with the weird wires on this one and you put it in there. I'm actually gonna clean that out really quick because that's gross. All right, So these are directional, but put it on there and it's nice and bright. If you put it in upside down, of course it's not going to do anything. So put it in. It's like a spring clip. Pressurize it, holds it in. And I would start putting the bottom in, kind of push it down when you can, not let it slip. And then seat it in there. I guess you can do some anglage if you want, more angle, light, whatever. Just gonna put it in the middle there. And there it is. Repeat steps on other door. Go. This side's actually burned out, so I'm glad I'm doing it. Could be the bulb falls out, because that happens from time to time too, but nope, looks like it's burned out. Huh. Yep, definitely was burned out. So if I remember correctly, dome light is simply just grab it, kind of just pry it off like so. Then we got our bulb in there. It's got the little squeezy tabs on it. So you squeeze it and then it'll fall down. It's hot. Must have been on. Put the new one in. Houston, we have a problem. Apparently the old bulb that came out of the dome light is different from the one that's supposed to go in there. However, that is the type that we need, this style. So I'm going to put this bulb in there and then put that one in there and go from there. So to make that work, it's got the little spots, the little divots in there you can see. And it works. However, it's loose. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a pry. Give that a pry, and hopefully, any luck, yeah, it's in there. We'll have to pry them down a little bit more, but we'll squeeze it in there so it works. Crazy overted, it's working. Okay, so back to where we were, trying to get this one. And up here, well, let's see. Is it like this? Yep. Hook it one side, hook it the other side. There we go. We have light. Reinstall the cover, move on. I might try to bend those tabs too, because it's a little, no, we're gonna call it good. Put it back on. How are we going on? We're gonna go on like so. Fun fact, 91 to 94 Caprice and Impala 94, this guy was square. Oop. 95 is when it went round. So 95, that was another upgrade that most people don't know, but I do because I'm an Impala nerd. So I'm not going to go through and change out that one and show you how, because it's a simple pull it out, put it in, but I'm going to do it right now. So don't forget about this one. You got your glove box one in there. This is just simple. You know, I say it's just simple, but pops out like so. You got these little push tabs. And then old bulb out. New bulb in. And remember these LEDs, if they don't work the one way that you're touching them, flip it around. And then go ahead and push it back in there. And now you got an LED in your glove box. So cool. And you got one down there. And you got one down there and over there. And up there. Okay, rear seats. You got a Phillips right here. Pull it out. It's like 20 miles long. I'm gonna pull this out and I'll be back. So once that's off, kind of grab it, pop the clip off. Be careful, because It's old plastic. You don't want to break those clips off right there. So put that off to the side. This guy comes out, some wiggle. You got the wire tucked back in there. And then go ahead and unplug it from this clip right here and undo the wires like so, and take it out on the bench. When you get it out, you can see why I don't like halogens. They just burn everything plastic wise, and this thing is just, you can see the wires are cooked in there. But anyways, you want to pop this lens out. So I just use that pick, as you can see, and pick the edges and pull it out. Once that's popped off, you have these two little clips right here. You want to go ahead and push down on them and out. Try to get them out. I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, but just push these out. Then you're going to have this other hinge right here. That's going to pop out, and you're going to want to pull this off like so. Just the wires are taut in there, so don't stretch them out too bad. And then this whole thing will disassemble from this plastic piece. So I went ahead and wedged that little side off first, and you can see it comes apart. And then these clip sides should just pop right off. Just like that. I took the pick and kind of assisted them a little bit. Make sure that's off, and then that'll pull right off. Now we got to pull the light out of here. As you can see, it's in there, because we can't just squeeze a new bulb in there. We might be able to. Let me try it. Nope, didn't work. My finger's too fat. I'm too lazy to go get something. So these little clips right here, we'll just slide off here and here. Just be careful not to break them. And we'll slide this guy out. So once it's out like that, similar, just pull it off. So it doesn't have to be much, but I got it in there, and you can see when I go to plug it in, it don't work. So let's flip it and see what it does. So it's flipped, and yeah, now it's working. So I'm gonna go take a paint marker and mark this side and this side so it's the same. Reason we do that is because when we go to assemble this back together, that bulb does not fit into here, so we do have to take this bulb and fish it through right there. So we want to know which way is up for up. So there it is. It's in. Installation is just opposite reverse, quick, easy, simple. Last ones we gotta do, the map lights in the rear view. Okay, so for the lights, it's got this little Torx on here. I went ahead and I unplugged the rear view mirror pluggy, the plug, and I started Torxing that out. So I got it off, pretty simple. There. Unfortunately, that's the bulb that comes out of them. So what that means is, I'm assuming that the ones in the vanity mirror are the same. So I'm not going to worry about those ones. So unfortunately, guys, I'm at a stopping point with those little bulbs on order and the flashers on order. So when I get those in, I'll pop them in really quick. But you get the gist of it. It's a really simple project. Next, coming up on the Impala, we got a fuel pump we got to put on it. Because if you remember last year, I get about a quarter of a tank and it just runs out of gas. So something's up with that. So I got a new fuel pump coming because it's been forever and these are notorious for going on fuel pumps. And we have to pull the headers off. I got new gaskets for that. One of them I think's cracked. So we're gonna do that. Tune up, plugs, wires, and then we're gonna fix the exhaust. One side's hanging kind of low. Hopefully by then it's a little bit warmer. We get some paint on them, paint them up black. But appreciate everyone for watching. All the new subscribers, everyone's liking and commenting. Stay tuned. We got more work coming on the Chevrolet Impala. Thanks for watching. See you later.